Next dish we're going to make is going to be another summertime favorite, highlighting some of the peaches we have here in Colorado. It's going to be a peach and arugula salad with shaved fennel, Marcona almonds, and brie. All very classic pairings. So first thing we're going to do is slice our fennel. Fennel is very aromatic, very anise and black garlic or black licorice tasting. So, but the key here is to shave these very thin. So using a mandolin or a very sharp knife and being very careful not to get your fingers, you have nice, easy, thin slices. Any bits of leftover fennel can be saved for stock. We'll reserve the fennel there for a little bit later. Next we're going to make our vinaigrette. So taking neutral oil, I like to use grapeseed. Anything that won't overpower the fruit, such as olive oil. A little bit of champagne vinegar, salt, pepper, a little squeeze of lemon juice. Being careful not to get seeds in there. Use a spoon of Dijon mustard, and some honey for sweeties. This is an old Jacques Pepin method of making your vinaigrette. Just add it in a covered jar and give it a good shake until everything's combined. Once well mixed, you give it a little taste to make sure salt and peppers were correct. Very good. And set that aside. Then next we're going to cut our peaches for our salad. So carefully cut around the pit and remove it. And for fruit salads such as peaches and plums and any other stone fruit, I like large slices, nothing too thin, so you can really get good bites of the fruit itself. Once your fruit is cut, you can add it to the bowl along with the fennel and a little bit of arugula. And even though our vinaigrette has salt and pepper in it, we also salt and pepper our salad, just building layers of flavor. So after that, we take a little bit of the vinaigrette and lightly coat the fruit. You don't want it too soupy, too glossy, and then gently toss. Being careful not to crush the arugula or the peaches. Once everything's coated, we arrange the peaches however we'd like, just making sure that it's very aesthetic, very pleasing to the eye. And then we top with the arugula and the shaved fennel. Toasted Marcona almonds. You can use whichever nut you please. Just keep an eye when you're toasting them, they don't get too bar. And then cubed brie cheese. You can use bigger slices if you like, but for eating purposes, the small cubes work perfect.
Welcome back. Today we will be working on making pasta at home. We'll be making a ricotta gnocchi, which is cool, it's fun, it's more simple than you think, and it's definitely a way to impress yourself, impress the people you have over. So first, this special recipe has corn and mushrooms and pickled peaches. So right now would be the time to go out there and grab some peaches before they go out of season. So first, I would like to begin with just letting you know that first, a pot of boiling water. Get that going as your first thing, and to give some time for the peaches to pickle. So what we do is we will take some diced peaches and we will add salt to that, and that will start drying out some of the moisture in the peaches. So go ahead and let that sit for like a minute or so. And in the meantime, it's important to have all your ingredients ready to go. So while we finish that up, ricotta cheese is a fresh cheese, so it's really wet. So straining it out would be a good idea. I'll put that out on my board here. Put that out on my board. And next, I will add 1 egg to it. So you go ahead, just use your hand. It's okay to get messy. It's pasta. You should be using your hands. Go ahead and start mixing that in together. It's just 1 egg to about 4 cups of ricotta. Next, I'll add about 1 cup of flour to that. Go ahead and just start working it in gently. Might have to scoop from under and come over. Just delicate hands for this one. And you can even use a bench scraper, kind of keep everything organized here. But of course you can use both hands, but very nicely. And this one is very, very delicate, and this one's all by feel. You don't want a dough ball, it's nothing firm. It's still gonna be sticky. That's what you need. Then we come back to our pickled peaches real quick. We can add some sugar to it. And here I have about 1.5 tablespoons of champagne vinegar. So this is where that pickle flavor will come from. Just need a little bit, it's pretty powerful stuff. And just kind of top the rest off with some warm water. And then just to make it really fancy, a nice pinch of chili flake. Just adding more flavor, building flavors for these pickled peaches. So those are ready. You can put that to the side. So just in this dough, again, we'll season it up a little bit. Add some salt. Add some pepper to it. And we'll work that in just a little bit more. Get that seasoning in there. Again, just be very gentle with it. And now we're going to start rolling out our dough so we cut into the shape of what a traditional gnocchi is. So you will need a lot of flour because the dough is sticky and it's not really like a traditional pasta dough. So have a lot of flour handy. Go ahead and flour the bench or whatever surface you're working on. And if you're new to making pasta shape, start with small pieces. So I'll just cut a small piece here. Go ahead and put that in the middle. And then again, you want to use the softest hands possible for this one. So just start in the middle. Just start rolling out, kind of extending your fingers from the middle out, and soon you'll be able to use both hands. Get that shape bigger and bigger and bigger. Get kind of rolling out. It's a little snake there. Keep your bench scraper clean. Go ahead and trim off the little edges there. Makes for a nice little snack later. And the cool thing about homemade pasta is it doesn't need to be perfect. It's rustic. It's cool when the shapes are different. You know, it just shows that it was homemade. It wasn't made by a machine that was cut perfectly. So just go ahead, just follow your little roll all the way down. Just make nice little cuts. For this first one, it's a good idea to test them out. Take 4 of them, drop them in your boiling water. And a gnocchi, if it's nice, should float in about 30-45 seconds. You'll see it floating on top. So let's take a look back at these ones. They're floating. They're floating. And from here, you could definitely hit them in an ice bath, just a bowl with water and ice, just to cool it down, because then they'll keep cooking. You want them to be very fluffy. Next, we will show you how T6 is currently plating our gnocchi set. And again, the gnocchi is simply the start of it. You can get creative, you can have fun the way that you choose to plate it. Have fun, experiment. That's what the cool thing is about cooking, is creating. And sometimes there's fails, but that's how we learn and become better cooks. So next, what we're gonna do is our recipe currently, we sear the gnocchi. So after it's blanched, after you shock it in ice water, they're already cooked, but we're simply gonna hit it in a pan really hot with oil, and it's gonna get some color and just change the texture on the outside a little bit, but still very fluffy on the inside. So first thing I'm gonna do here is I have a pan getting hot, so I'll start adding some oil to it. Get that oil really hot. Then I have some beech mushrooms right now. So we're basically we just want individuals. So we're just gonna cut the bottoms of it, and don't throw away the bottom of it. The bottoms, you could make a stock out of them. There's still flavor there, but just simply for our purpose, our dish, is we are trimming. And then once the oil is hot there, we get these going. Because they are raw, we'll get that going first. Just a little bit of salt to get things going there. And in the meantime, I can let you know about all of our other ingredients here. So we have a pesto, very simple pesto. Just take parsley, oil, and Parmesan cheese. That will serve as our base. So I'll take a little bit of that. And then I'll just take my spoon and just spread it across the whole bowl. Spread it across the whole bowl there. And that's the start of our plating. That's the bottom there. Check on these mushrooms, keep them rolling. And we also have roasted corn. So I just hit it up on the grill real quick. Get some color to it, cook a little bit. And we also have pearl onions. So again, just hit them in a saute pan. Just get some color to them, cut them in half. Okay. Right, so now over here, you just want them to soften up a little bit. You don't really want too much color. You can add a bit of those roasted pearl onions here. Let that start working. The corn is already roasted, so it's cooked. So it just simply warm them up. And then after this, you can turn up your heat. You want it as high as possible so we get some color on that gnocchi. Then we'll just add a little bit more salt at this point. Pepper, try to season after every ingredient you add. Getting nice and hot here. And then next, we will add some gnocchi. You just want to get some color on them. So I'll probably scoop this stuff over here. And go ahead and just add some of your gnocchi here at the end. Let it get some colors. And at this point, don't really mess with them too much. Just let them start getting a nice sear on both sides. Alrighty, so we've let our gnocchi work a little bit. As you can see, that's a nice little sear. That's what you're looking for. And next, we're going to deglaze the pan. So meaning we're gonna add a little bit of white wine just to, there's bits and pieces at the bottom. There's flavor there that we can bring up and incorporate into our dish. So when you add the white wine, things will just come back together. Maybe just a tad bit more there. We got an opportunity, and I'll take a tiny tab of butter and just let that incorporate it. Make sure it's cold and it just slowly gets incorporated with the wine. And you'll start making a bit of a glaze. So I'll let that work. Start getting my plate ready here. And again, just kind of work that butter in there. And you'll see how the gnocchi just has a little glaze over it, all of the vegetables. Nice little color to it. Nice glare. So next we can take that and we can begin plating. Take a big spoon, and again, you want to show off the hard work that you put into making this pasta. So spread it out across the whole plate so you can appreciate it as you eat it and the people you cook for. Just spread it all across. Don't let them stack on each other. Show it all off. See, we got the sweet corn in here, the earthiness of the mushrooms. There's a whole lot of flavors happening here. And just to make it better, just to make it special, we get those pickled peaches here. You're gonna put 4 or 5 of them. Spread them across. These are acidic, they're spicy, they're sweet, salty, and even grab a little bit of that juice, some of that pickling liquid, and a little bit more. There you go. It's our ricotta gnocchi with mushrooms, peaches, and corn. Enjoy.
This is an amazing wine. Limited production, so you just call me and I'll get it for you. This is Penley Estates, 100% Cabernet Franc from Coonawarra, Australia. Coonawarra is this very particular little land with red clay soil in Australia that produces some of the most amazing Cabernet Franc in the world. And it's very aromatic, bright, also very, very versatile, and perfect for ricotta gnocchi, little beech mushrooms, and roasted corn. So in terms of seasonality, this is one of the best wines you could drink with that particular dish.